Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chocolate Bloom. We've got longtime fools, Toby Bordelon and Dan Kaplinger, giving a 1 to 10 rating to Finance Insights Biggie S&P Global, ticker symbol SPGI. We'll rate the strength of S&P's business first, including factors like industry and competition. 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Toby's at a 9. Dan, you're at an 8.
Yeah, S&P Global, the company behind the venerable S&P 500 index. This company's market benchmarks are basically the gold standard in the industry. You also, from S&P Global, get bond rating services along with various market data and intelligence. The company's also made a big push into integrating artificial intelligence capabilities into its information products so that its customers have better access to the data that they need to make smart investing decisions.
Yeah, this is a great business. I went with a 9 here. The indices are the standard. Everyone cites them and uses them. The default index funds and mutual fund ETFs we see everywhere. They key off of those indices. The brand is very, very strong. On the bond rating side, S&P is one of 2, maybe 3 businesses that you can use to rate your debt if you want to be taken seriously, and that's kind of all there is. That strength, that brand strength, has helped propel growth in new areas too, like the data analytics stuff and the services. So very solid business here.
Moody's says 2. Fitch says, no, it's 3. It's 3. For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson. Both of you have 8, Dan.
Yeah, on it, it's funny because what you just said kind of illustrates. In some ways, this business seems simple. Just pick 500 stocks, call it an index, and make some money. But S&P Global has had to choose from a whole bunch of different opportunities and decided which direction to try to expand. It's looked at things like decentralized finance, blockchain technology. It's looked at wealth management products, private markets, new investing trends like AI and quantum computing. It's all there. And CEO Martina Chung has had to choose from those. She's been in the corner office for just about a year now, but she's had 15 years of experience at S&P Global in other roles, such as Chief Strategy Officer, Head of Risk Services. I think she's got the perspective that she needs to lead the company forward in the years to come.
Yeah, as Dan knows, the business is more complex than it looks, right? It takes effort to maintain your place at the top. The team's done a good job with that so far. But, I still want to see our new CEO here. I want to give her a little more time in the role to really assess her capabilities. But, hey, so far, so good. And that's promising.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress. A 1 is yikes. Toby's got an 8. Dan, you've got a 7.
Yeah, I think I kind of took the longer-term view. I looked a little bit further back at S&P Global's finances. And, yeah, sure, recently we've seen some solid and consistent growth, both on the top line and in profits. Although I have noticed some margin figures have weakened since kind of the heydays of the late 2010s and early 2020s. S&P Global made a big acquisition in 2022. They bought up IHS Markit, and that did provide a big expansion in the size of the business, but it also kind of diluted shareholders. Part of the compensation for that deal was additional shares of S&P Global stock. And so, yeah, we've had sort of this situation where the financials are good, but I think there's some room for improvement there.
Yeah, I went a little bit higher here on 8. I see Dan's case for some caution here. But things look like they are improving. Last quarter was good. Bottom line net income as well as operating income grew faster than revenue. That's been a trend for this business recently. I love to see that, right? Because it shows efficiency, discipline, power to scale effectively. So I think they're getting where they need to be there. Now, debt is higher than I would like. That's a knock against them. It's manageable right now, but that's something they should watch. I would not want to see a major acquisition on the IHS scale anytime soon until the debt is a little bit lower than it is now. Cash generation strong too, so I like that.
Toby, let's talk valuation. How well will S&P Global's stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
I was on the edge a little bit here, and I ultimately went with 10 to 15%, probably at the lower end of that. I think it's going to be a slight market beater over time from here. Safety, 7. The core business and the brand power, that gives them some resiliency for now. But the rapid growth has increased the complexity, and new management really needs to prove they can handle that complexity without any major missteps.
Yeah, I think S&P Global is a market performer here. I give 5 to 10% return expectation. Safety score of 6. It's a solid business, but I don't think the valuations are particularly attractive at this levels. It's not really growing that fast at the moment. And even though the stock, S&P Global stock, has already kind of underperformed its own S&P 500 benchmark and the rest of the stock market over the past 5 years, I'm not sure there's an obvious path to kind of push it up towards those market-beating returns that would be necessary to get it into that 10 to 15% range for me.
Are you proud of your index for beating you? It's like a parent-child relationship.
Yeah, exactly,
here.
right? Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you to both Dan and to Toby. They've given S&P Global a strong overall score of 7.4 out of 10. For Toppets, Dan prefers Moody's as a pure play on the bond rating business and just a little bit better of a business. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is something good, I promise. Till then, Fool on.